JBN, we keep you informed. I am Michelle Jones, and in the news, Westmoreland man charged with murder following attack at cemetery. 34-year-old Michael of Darlington, Westmoreland, has been charged with the murder of a man who died following an attack at the Darlington cemetery. The incident happened on Friday, October 15. Muir was arrested and subsequently charged on Tuesday, November 9. A court date for the matter has not yet been finalized. The deceased was identified as 60-year-old Wilfred Henry, otherwise called Klinkling, of Darlington, Westmoreland. The police report that about 4 p.m. on the day in question, Muir used an object to hit Henry on the head during an altercation. Motorcyclist shot dead. A man who was driving a motorcycle was shot and killed Thursday morning at the intersection of Mollines Road and Queensborough in St. Andrew. The deceased has been identified as 28-year-old Damik Mullins of a Mollines Road address. The incident happened about 10:45 a.m. An eyewitness said that he was shot by someone driving in a dark grey motor car. Ex-boyfriend in fatal Bogwalk Gorge crash to be charged. The police have again taken into custody 33-year-old Vincent Dunn, the ex-boyfriend of 27-year-old Makeda Hudson, who was killed in a car crash. Hudson, who worked as a shipping agent, died in September when the car in which she and Dunn were traveling plunged into the rear curb in the Bogwalk Gorge in St. Catherine. The police said Dunn is to be charged with attempting to pervert the course of justice and the breaches of the Disaster Risk Management Act. He was traveling in the gorge during curfew hours, about 1 a.m. on Sunday, September 26. A post-mortem examination revealed that the St. Catherine woman had drowned. Hudson, who was the mother of a young son, lived at the McGill Palms estate. Kingston man charged with murder and illegal possession of firearm. 21-year-old Tim Malcolm Francis, otherwise called Malcolm, has been charged with murder and illegal possession of firearm and ammunition following an incident that took place in his community on Thursday, April 22. Reports from the Olympic Gardens police are that about 8:05 p.m., Francis and other men, all armed with handguns, pounced upon 31-year-old O'Shane Araldo Brown, otherwise called Gaza, and opened fire at him. Brown was shot in the head. The group of men made their escape. Brown was taken to hospital, where he was pronounced dead. Francis was taken into custody on Wednesday, October 13, during a police operation. He was later charged after an identification parade and a question and answer session on Tuesday, November 9. A court date for the matter has not yet been finalized. Gun seized in Manchester, man in custody. The police are reporting that a gun and a magazine were recovered from a scene in Cedar Grove, Manchester, and that a man was taken into custody. The police report that on Tuesday, November 9, cops were alerted to an area where gunshots were being fired at a party. Upon their arrival, a search of the area was conducted and a 9mm magazine was found. According to the police, a man was later seen acting in a manner that arose the suspicion of the cops. He was accosted and interviewed, where it was revealed that he was injured. He was transported to hospital, where he was admitted under police guard. The police say a further search was conducted on Wednesday, November 10, where an Astra Ucha 9mm pistol was seized. Woman to report merciless judge to Chief Justice Sykes. A mother who on Tuesday, November 2, narrowly escaped spending 10 days in jail for child support because she did not have a balance of $10,000, which she was disputing, said the justice system needs to be overhauled. The experience has left a bitter taste in my mouth and is something I'll never forget because the judge showed me no mercy or leniency, she emphasized. The woman said she turned up in court on Tuesday with the last $8,000 she had. She explained that when she went to court last month, she was told she owed $18,000 for child support. I was positive I didn't owe so much. So when I went to court on Tuesday, I asked for the amounts I paid to be checked again. The judge refused, and to my shock and surprise, he said I have to pay the entire $18,000 or spend 10 days in jail. He then called a policewoman to lock me up, she related. The mother said at that moment, she pleaded with the judge to allow her to make a phone call and he gave her the opportunity. She called a friend who came to the courthouse and gave her the $10,000 and saved her from spending time in jail. She said when she explained to the judge that the child had been living with her since April this year and her husband, who is a member of the Jamaica Defense Force, had not given her any maintenance money, the judge showed no sympathy. She said her husband, who was in court, collected the $18,000. After she and her husband separated, The woman said she had custody of their child. She had some challenges and had plans to go overseas, and so she asked the court to give custody to her husband for the time being. During the period, her husband took her to court for maintenance, and the court ruled she should pay him $8,000 monthly. She admitted that because of the pandemic, the payments were not regular, and her husband took out a summons against her for the money. The child was in the custody of the father for 9 months, so the total to be paid was $72,000. She said she paid the amount in installments. She explained that she was positive that the only amount owing up to Tuesday was $8,000. The woman said she went overseas, and on her return, she applied for custody of the child and was awarded custody by the court in April this year. Since then, I've been the sole breadwinner for my child, who is now attending a prominent high school and is doing very well at school. One of the things that bothered me most when I was ordered lockup over $10,000 difference was what was going to happen to my 12-year-old child, she cried. She disclosed that since she got custody of the child, she has not applied to the court for a maintenance order against her husband. She said she has never applied for spousal support. I nearly escaped spending time in jail, and to this day I can't understand why such a harsh decision was made by the judge, she added. The woman said she plans to write to Chief Justice Brian Sykes so he can be aware of the incident. Jamaica-born U.S. educator Keisha Thorpe wins US $1 million Global Teacher Prize. Jamaica-born United States educator Keisha Thorpe has won the 2021 Global Teacher Prize of US $1 million by the Varkey Foundation. Some 8,000 teachers from 121 countries applied for the prize. The field was reduced to 50 and then 10. Thorpe was announced as the winner by the foundation on Wednesday. The annual prize is given by the foundation to a teacher who has made an outstanding contribution in the field of education. The prize was first awarded in 2015. Thorpe is a grade 12 teacher of English at the International School at Langley Park in Prince George County, Maryland. She is also the founder of a nonprofit Food for Change, which seeks to provide students with meals and provide food security for students. In a telephone interview, Thorpe said that she will be using the funds to further enhance the lives of students, especially children in underserved communities and in underfunded schools. Education is a human right, and children should be entitled to have access to it, she said. Thorpe said that winning the prize is not about her, but is a recognition of all those who work hard and dare to dream of ending generational poverty. She said that she hopes to get an opportunity to work with teachers across the globe to share best practices and how to level the playing field for students. Thorpe said that she'll be using the prize money to further several initiatives she's already working on, such as services to immigrant students and their families in the United States. Most detainees taken off deportation flight list to Jamaica after activists block road. Most of the people who were due to board a deportation flight to Jamaica on Wednesday were removed from the flight list as anti-deportation activists blocked the road in front of a detention center to try to prevent them from being put on the plane, The Guardian reported. The activists, who called themselves Stop the Plane, locked themselves to metal pipes outside the Brookhouse Immigration Removal Center near Gatwick Airport. According to The Guardian, the Airbus A350-900, which can take up to 350 passengers, left Birmingham Airport at 1:20 on Wednesday with 4 of an original list of more than 50 deportees on board, along with escorts and crew. The average cost of a Home Office deportation charter flight is £200,000, so the operation costs the equivalent of £50,000 a person. The numbers removed on the last 4 Jamaica charter flights have decreased steadily at 17, 13, 7, and now 4. Home Office deportation flights to Jamaica are controversial because of the Windrush scandal. Although the Home Office says nobody from the Windrush generation is on the list, some have Windrush connections, The Guardian said. The Home Office has encountered various problems with the flight. The COVID outbreak at Collinbrook, an immigration removal center near Heathrow, has led to some detainees being told their removal flight has been deferred. In addition, some of those who were due to fly on Wednesday were identified as potential victims of trafficking as a result of County Lines drug dealing, which requires further investigation. According to The Guardian, concern has been raised at the highest level by the Jamaican High Commissioner Seth Ramakan about people who have been in the UK since childhood. A survey of 17 people originally expected to fly on Wednesday by the organization Movement for Justice identified at least 10 who have been in the UK since they were children. They include one man who came to Britain at the age of 9 and was raised by his aunt, who was from the Windrush generation. At least 24 British children have been at risk of losing their fathers. A spokesperson for Stop the Plane said, "We reject the legitimacy of the entire deportation regime. It is premised on racist notions of black, brown, and radicalized people." 108 new COVID-19 cases in Jamaica, 4 more deaths. The Ministry of Health and Wellness reported 108 new COVID-19 cases and 4 deaths on Wednesday, November 10, bringing the infection total to 89,926 and the virus death toll to 2,302. The new cases comprise 65 females and 43 males, with ages ranging from 38 days to 97 years. The cases were recorded in Kingston and St. Andrew 37, St. Catherine 35, St. Thomas 10, St. Elizabeth 8, Hanover 3, Manchester 3, Trelawney 3, Clarendon 2, St. James 2, St. Mary 2, Westmoreland 2, and St. Anne 1. The deceased are a 65-year-old female from St. James, a 57-year-old male, and a 66-year-old male from Kingston and St. Andrew, and a 45-year-old female from St. Catherine. In the meantime, 258 more people recovered in the last 24 hours, bringing total recoveries to 59,936. Currently, 217 people are hospitalized, 32 of which are severely ill, while 12 are critically ill and 35 are moderately ill. JBN, we keep you informed. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, leave us a comment, and click the notification bell to receive our daily news items.